everyone. It's another great day on the radio. You guys are the best. iHeartRadio, 1059 KNRS, AM 570 991. Thank you for tuning in. This is iHeartRadio with your host, Charlene. And we are so excited to have you join me today. Hey, there is a big convention coming up. It's the Utah Bitcoin Conference, and that's going to be Friday, October 1st. Mark your calendar. Friday, October 1st at the Zermatt Resort. And that is the most amazing Bitcoin conference you're going to ever attend. It's going to be so much fun. It's going to be exciting. All your great friends will be there. Just last week, we wrapped up another big event that was the Bitcoin convention in Miami, and that was great. I saw a lot of people. I was streaming it online, and it was so much fun just watching it. I can't imagine the energy that was there. So bring all that energy on over to the Utah Bitcoin Conference, October 1st. 2021 is just a few months away. And for all listeners on the radio listeners, there is a special promotion for you. Actually, I have two special promotions for radio listeners. So for the next 21 days, if you register, you will be selected or entered to be selected. You have a chance to be selected for upgrade to VIP tickets. So the way we're going to set up the Utah Bitcoin Conference is in the front row, there's going to be basically 7 front row tables. And we're going to carve out 3 seats at each of those tables, the VIP tables, and 3 radio listeners will be selected. 3 registered radio listeners will be selected to sit and rub shoulders with the VIPs at the VIP table. So you want to be a part of that. Go to UtahBitcoinConference.com and register now for your chance to get free upgrade to VIP. Now the second promotion will be same thing. If you register within the next 21 days, you will be automatically entered for 2-for-1 tickets. So you buy a ticket within the next 21 days, you could get a chance to bring along a buddy with you to the Utah Bitcoin Conference on October 1. So book your vacation time, block it off. It's going to be so much fun. We're going to talk about the foundation of Bitcoin, the blockchain technology, which is the computer code upon which this cryptocurrency, this digital currency is built, and the foundation of all other cryptocurrency coin. I know there's the Dogecoin, there is all kinds of alternative coins, DeFi coins, coins that do all kinds of things. There's coins that are just made for currency. Some are joke coins. They're just spoof coins. Doesn't matter what kinds of coins there are. They're all based off of the Bitcoin original blockchain technology code. And for me, it's easy to understand Bitcoin in a sense that not that it's so much different than other money, but it's so similar to other money. The advantages of Bitcoin is the decentralization of it. It's not one person that owns a Bitcoin. You know, when you buy stocks in like a company, say, I'm going to pick a company that I actually have bought stocks in, like Tesla, the car maker. Everything that Tesla does hinges on Elon Musk, the CEO, the corporation itself. The corporation could grow, the corporation could shrink. That's different when you buy the Bitcoin, the cryptocurrency, the Bitcoin. Because it's not really based on a CEO or a corporation. It's the one of the first decentralized currency or asset where there's no CEO, there's no board of governors, there's no corporate board. It's just the code is owned by all the people who own Bitcoin. Matter of fact, if you wanted to, you could go and copy the original Bitcoin code and set it up on your computer, and you could try use the, if you're that tech savvy, you could set up a bunch of computers and try to generate your own cryptocurrencies, try to generate even your own Bitcoin. You could compete for mining the Bitcoin. It's called mining, like you're digging for gold, but no, you're digging for a digital coin in the computer codes. And so that's how people generate a new Bitcoin. Anybody can do it. I don't do it because I am not that technically savvy, but I actually appreciate the fact that it's open source technology, it's open source code, and if you wanted to, you could do that. So the Bitcoin is really owned by everyone who owns it. It's not owned by one entity or one person. The person who owns the most Bitcoins in their wallet, it doesn't really own Bitcoin. Whereas if you bought like stocks in a company and you owned so much stocks, you would own the company. But it's not the same with the Bitcoin. The person who owns one Bitcoin and the person who owns, like Elon Musk, 43,000 Bitcoin, or Michael Saylor, who owns, I think, 90 something thousand Bitcoins, and he's always buying more. These guys are, there's only 18.8 million Bitcoins in circulation. So even though it seems like these billionaires own a lot of Bitcoin, most of the Bitcoin ownership is actually spread out across millions of people all over the world. And that's the beauty of the Bitcoin, is decentralized. You cannot and that's why there's a race for people who have money trying to buy Bitcoin. It's easier for you to buy not even a half a Bitcoin or a quarter. It's easier for you to buy $1,000 worth of Bitcoin. Today, Bitcoin's traded at, let me just check it. It's somewhere between 36, 37. It's a moving around $37,000, 37,000 US for one Bitcoin. It went all the way up to 60, then it bobbled itself back down because of rich people speaking. Elon Musk throwing, well, you know what? I don't want to blame it all on Elon Musk. Us in the media people have been blaming the movement in the Bitcoin trading solely on Elon Musk. But I think there's other news afoot that we're going to touch on. Thank you for tuning in. This is I Love Charlene. That's my show. I love Charlene. I love myself. I recently came out as I love myself the most. I've been holding back and not letting people know how much and how dear to me myself is. But I want all of you listeners to know that I love myself the most. So if you want to come out of the closet as a love myself the most person, I'll be the leader of the movement. You guys can all follow suit, but I love myself most. And so my show is called I Love Charlene. What better name could I have picked for my show? Thank you for tuning in. This is iArt Radio. We are on KNRS 105.9. We're on 99.1. You can hear news and investment news and Bloomberg news all day on 99.1. Also, broadcast on AM 570 out of Salt Lake City, out of Utah. Anywhere you are in Utah, you can tune into my show on the radio. But I'm also streaming online. I'm streaming live on YouTube. I'm streaming on Melon. I'm streaming on Anchor. My podcast is up on iHeart Radio. My podcast is going to be on like all the major podcasts. There are Spotify. Anywhere you can find a voice, I will be there. I love Charlene so much that I'm going to put myself everywhere so other people can love me too. Thank you for tuning in. Go to UtahBitcoinConference.com and register. I've said all of that to let you know how wonderful the Utah Bitcoin Conference is going to be. So you need to register now. There are so many other things that I wanted to share with you, but there's not enough time. So go to my website, write this down, and it's easy to remember, iHeartCharlene.com. iHeartCharlene.com. You can find all my shows, all my episodes. But let's get back into the Bitcoin. the beef and potatoes of this show is the Bitcoin, the cryptocurrency, the blockchain technology. Now, blockchain technology is kind of the code that's going to change everything else. All the central banks are migrating into digital currency. So that's one of the reasons why you see all this money printing in, inflation. I'm not an economist. I'm not an expert financial advisor. I'm just looking and seeing what's happening and looking and listening to what the people who actually know what they're talking about, what they're saying. So thank you for tuning in to Charlene show. I'm just going to break it down for you in basic, simple terms, simple terms that I can understand. The reason I'm on the radio is because there's so much expertise on the radio. There's so much expertise out there, but the common person, the regular person like me, the crazy girl who knows nothing, if I can understand it, you can all understand it too. And so I'm bringing it to you from my screwed up brain to yours, one to another. Thank you for tuning in. This is Charlene's show. I love Charlene. That's my show. You guys tune in online, on the radio, wherever you are. But the most important thing I want you to do is go to my website, iHeartCharlene.com, and there at the top, you'll see a link that says invest. Now, why am I telling you to go to my website to click on the link invest? Because those are the things that I've researched and I've been researching, and I found them to be investment worthy. So don't take investment advice from me. I'm just showing you a list of companies like Robinhood. They're the trading platform that lets you trade stocks. It doesn't cost you anything. They came out with this model that in the past you had to go to a broker, or if you had a bank and you had a mutual fund, you had to go to a broker to buy and sell equities and stocks. And if you wanted to own a piece of Apple, the computer company or the technology company, you had to go through somebody else. Then Robinhood came along, a couple of guys like me, they decided, hey, you know what? We're not going to charge people the brokerage fee. We're not going to charge them the trading fee. Like I'm familiar with E-Trade and TD Ameritrade and all those other trading platforms that you could go in and you could do it yourself, but you also had to pay a fee. It was like $7, $10. Like sometimes it was like $20 to trade each way, whether you're buying or selling stocks. And again, folks, I'm not an investment advisor. I'm just talking in layman language here that there's all these trading platforms. Then Robinhood had the great idea that we're not going to charge people to trade, because what happens is the way they explain it, the way Robinhood explains it, is that the brokerage house actually gets paid by the securities trading system. They get paid on the other side of the trade. So they were charging me and they were charging you to trade stocks, and they were collecting from us, but they were also getting paid by the whole trading securities platform system. And so Robinhood says, wait a second, we can operate this business without charging the end user a fee. And so that's how Robinhood got so big. When I joined Robinhood, there were only a few million people. I don't even think there was 5 million people in there, or it might have been a million or so. When I heard about it, and I'm like, okay, I can put $100 in any company that I want to invest in. If I have some small change, before you thought you had to have a certain amount of money and they limit you. You had to have more than $1,000. You had to have this limit and that limit. Well, Robinhood did away with all of that. You could buy stocks and put any amount you wanted to. You could buy a fraction of a stock. And that's what you're doing with the Bitcoin. You don't have to buy a whole Bitcoin. You can buy a fraction of it. It's called a Satoshi. But any amount of Satoshis you want. You can put any amount of dollar value into these vehicles, investment vehicles. So it's opened up to the world. It's opened up to anyone who wants to do it, anyone with a bank account. And soon you'll probably be able to not even need bank accounts. I don't know where the digital age is going to take us, but it looks like it's eliminating and eroding some of the systematic challenges that people had in the past when it comes to money and investment and being part of something new. Like I found that so many new opportunities and new technologies on these investment platforms. And it's amazing the information that's open up to you when there's no cost to it. There's no cost to information. There's no cost to access. And that's the difference between the wealthy and the impoverished. The impoverished people are impoverished because they don't have access to the information to free their minds, to free their thinking, to let them know that there are opportunities out there. For example, I'm looking at companies that have not yet come out on the market. Everybody knows about Facebook and everybody knows about Robinhood, like I'm talking about. But did you know about this company called Irrigreen? Irrigreen is a irrigation system. It's a lawn watering system. It's a little app that you control on your phone that controls your sprinklers. I'm not talking about regular sprinklers. These are high-tech sprinklers, and you don't need like 50 sprinklers around your yard and thousands of feet of pipe. What you need is a little bit of pipe, a little bit of water, and a couple sprinkler heads. And these sprinkler heads, they will water large areas with half the amount of water. Matter of fact, some people are seeing 75% reduction in their water consumption. To learn more about the Irrigreen Smart Sprinkler, the beauty about the sprinkler is that it only waters the edge of the water. It doesn't water the concrete. It controls the outline of where the water goes, and it's not like overspray. It's not just spewing water out at a high pressure. It's actually controlling the pressure, controlling the volume, and controlling the speed. And it also controls the pattern of the water. So you can, you know, that some people have those really odd shaped landscaping designs. Now you can set up the water, the Irrigreen sprinkler, to follow the path of the grass. And it doesn't go over onto the sidewalk. It doesn't go over on the concrete. It doesn't spray the building. It just sprays where the grass is, and it detects how much water content is in the grass. I'm so fascinated by this. We had the CEO of Irrigreen on iLove Charlene's show, and he just broke it down. So go to my website, iHeartCharlene.com, and you will find all of these amazing interviews with these great technologies. And it's so fascinating. Another one that I've been watching is a brand new company. And we did another episode on that one. It's called Predictive. Now, what Predictive does is you take a clipping of your fingernail and you put it in a little sample jar and you send it to Predictive, and they create a digital clone of you. They take your DNA and recreate you in the digital form. And what happens with when they do that is they can model how you would react to different medicines, how your body would react to different diseases. It's a predicting factor. It takes all the information and data that's been culminated and gathered and curated from all kinds of sources and medicine, and they put all of that, and they can model behavior. They can model pattern. They can model outcomes. Now, does this say, oh, you are going to, uh, what do you call it? Kick the bucket by this disease, or you're going to kick the bucket by that disease. Not necessarily, but it helps you to understand that you are susceptible, or you have a tendency, or your body is susceptible to these kinds of diseases and these risk factors. And then you can model a different lifestyle, a different health regimen that you work with your doctor with, or your medical advisors on that. So there's so much technology. So I got interested in Predictive because of my own health situation. Also got interested in Predictive because of the future of that company. Now, are you going to wait till that company is listed on Robinhood to get involved in it, to know about it, to learn about it? No, there are other places you can go to learn about this technology and see how you can participate in those companies. There's so many angel investors all over the place looking for these kinds of technology. You, as a regular person working at a store, working at your 9-to-5 job, you can be an angel investor too. There's something called crowdfunding, and there are lots and lots of crowdfunding platforms that lets you invest in early technology. Now, can you imagine if you knew about Facebook when it was just those two guys putting it together, and then the first 10, the first 100 people who invested in Facebook, the first 1,000 people who invested in Facebook, the first million people who invested in Facebook, and those people have reaped the rewards of their investment. So what I'm trying to say to you is the common person, the everyday man, you don't need a financial license to chart your own financial future. You know, the days that were wealthy people, they had financial advisors and they would plan out everything for their kids and they would plan out everything for their next 5 years. You know, it's like, okay, what's your plan for the next 5 years? Where do you want to be in 5 years? Where do you want to be in 10 years? All of that is available to each of us. And that's why you love Charlene. This is I Love Charlene Radio. Thank you for tuning in, guys. This has been an amazing opportunity to be on the air with you, talking about the solutions and the opportunities to get out of this financial mire. I've been in the financial mire for so long. You know, you get comfortable in the mire, in the pigsty, but we need to get ourselves out of that and find out there's technology, and that's what cryptocurrencies and the blockchain technologies is like. Anybody can go out and create a brand new technology and profit off of that and save money and invest. And there's so many things you can do. It's not just go to your job, go home, watch TV. That's the old days, guys. We're in the digital age where everything is so fascinating. I'm fascinated by this other technology. So another friend of mine, his name is Sanjay. He's come up with another water saving technology that can actually read your meter, read the water flowing. So you know that they send you a bill for your water and you don't even know how much you're charging it. Well, you can now have the data say how much water is coming through your pipes. What's the flow rate? Is there leaks? Are there leaks on your property? If you have a small business or you have some apartment complexes or you're a landlord or a property management company, you want to manage water usage. And now that most of the cities and the government is like putting out drought warning, and they're going to start finding people who are wasting water. They're going to start taxing and raising. I just got a notice in my water bill that my water rate has been increased, and they're making it sound, oh, it's only going to be 60 cents and it's only going to be $3. No, when that bill comes, it's going to be 20, 30, $40 more than you were paying before. Now, if you can find a technology that's going to manage your water, and when they say they're charging you this much, and you can say, no, my little device from Say Alive tells me that this is exactly how much water is coming through my pipes. I'm not paying that bill. I'm not using that much water. You got to go chase that water down somewhere. It's not coming on my property. So you're in charge of your usage. You're in charge, and you have the data available to you where you can check it. Thank you guys for tuning in. This is I Love Charlene. This is my show. Thank you for joining me online, whatever station you're listening to, 105.9 AM 570 99.1. I am so glad to be on the radio with you. Go to my website, iHeartCharlene.com. And thank you, all iHeartRadio listeners. I have a special promotion for you guys for the Utah Bitcoin Conference coming up. That's only coming around the corner October 1st. Friday, October 1st. It's going to be fabulous at the Zermatt Resort in Midway, Utah. Now, if you missed the Bitcoin convention, you heard about it because it was all over the news. The Utah Bitcoin conference is coming up in October. Do not miss that one. You don't want to hear about things. You want to be there. You want to be sitting and rubbing shoulders and just feeling the vibes of all the people at the convention. So don't miss the Utah Bitcoin conference. That's going to be Friday, October 1 at the Zermatt Resort in Utah. Now, to get tickets, go to utahbitcoinconference.com, or you can go to my website, iHeartCharlene.com, and register now. Every radio listener who registers in the next 21 days, you'll be entered for a chance to get 2-for-1 tickets. We're going to give away 2-for-1 tickets to 21 radio listeners. That's the first promotion. But you got to register at utahbitcoinconference.com. The second promotion is another 21 guests who register, radio guests. You are the only ones who know about this because I'm not telling everybody in the whole world. I'm only telling this to radio listeners. If you're listening to iHeartRadio, if you're listening to my podcast, if you're on 99.1, 105.9, AM 570, this is specially for you. So your chances of getting the 2-for-1 is higher because this is not going out to the whole world. It's only for you guys. And if you register in the next 21 days, you will be entered for the 2-for-1 tickets. Also, you will have a chance to enter for the VIP upgrades. You know what VIP means? Very important person. So at the 7 VIP tables, we only have 7 VIP tables. I have 3 seats at each of those tables. As the iLove Charlene host co-sponsor of the conference, I get 3 seats at each VIP table that I want my listeners to have those seats. So you go now to utahbitcoinconference.com and register because I'm going to give 21 iHeartRadio listeners of the I Love Charlene show free tickets. Do you guys, you're going to get free VIP tickets. Now the regular tickets cost, but the VIP tickets are like $500, guys. You will be entered. If you buy the regular tickets, you'll be upgraded to the VIP tickets where you'll get all the perks and the special room at the resorts. You'll be rubbing shoulders with the VIP guests. Do not miss the utahbitcoinconference.com. We're going to talk about the blockchain technology, cryptocurrency. It's going to be fabulous. We're going to have great speakers. There's a whole new economy wrapped around blockchain, wrapped around the Bitcoin, wrapped around cryptocurrencies that's bubbling up and it's going to explode. You want to be a part of that. You want to be in the know. Join me, I Love Charlene, at the utahbitcoinconference.com where you can be upgraded to VIP tickets if you register in the next 21 days. Now, when all of this is done and all the conference is planned and it's all organized, the wonderful people at the hotel and resort Zermatt will take care of you. I will not be doing anything that day. I'll just be sitting on the stage hosting one panel. The rest of the time, you won't find me unless you go to the spa where I'll be having my, relaxing and enjoying myself. You guys have fun at the convention. Now, before I go, I want to just thank you guys all for tuning in. This is I Love Charlene. That's my show on iHeartRadio, on KNRS, on all the podcasts. You can find me. You can find me on 101, 105.9, 99.1. There's so many call stations. I can't remember all of them, but go to my website, iHeartCharlene.com, and learn about all the technologies we talk about, learn about Bitcoin, blockchain, investment opportunities, information that's going to raise you up and give you a chance to compete in this digital age. If you don't know about it, you can't solve it. So thank you for tuning in. This is I Love Charlene.